Hey guys, Jesse Baker from OHMI Outdoors here. In this video, I'm going to climb Mount Marathon in Seward, Alaska earlier this year in June. The trailhead starts off of First Avenue on the west side of Seward, and this is kind of what it looks like as the trail begins. A nice walk through the forest, although it is pretty steep here and very steep throughout the hike. I had previously climbed Mount Marathon about 15 years before. On that climb, we climbed the trail that the race uses, which is very steep and vertical. For this climb, I decided to take the side to the north and go up along the bowl, which is much more scenic and, to me, a much more enjoyable climb. For my hike, the conditions were relatively dry, but there was still some muddy spots and some snow. You definitely want to have some good waterproof footwear to make this hike with, so your feet stay nice and dry. So you can see here about half an hour in, I'm getting into some more open areas. The brush is still very scrubby. On this climb, you should definitely be aware there could be some bears or moose along the trail that you need to keep an eye out for, especially in the dense scrub brush that goes along here. In this section, I really started to run into some bugs. They weren't too terrible in late June, but I would definitely recommend having some bug spray with you. I didn't have any and they bugged me a little bit. So here you can see I've gotten high enough up that you can see all around the bowl. I really wish I'd had more time to explore through here, and I plan to go back someday and really spend maybe even a whole day just exploring up in the mountains here. I think it's really beautiful and interesting and cool. But I was on a little bit of a schedule. I had to be up and down in about 4 to 5 hours or so. As you go above the bowl, the hike gets much steeper, really becomes a climb. There's lots of loose rock and dirt. For my climb, I had excellent weather. Couldn't have been nicer. Good cool breeze. If it had been raining even in the slightest, this section would be very slippery. Make sure you budget plenty of time to make it up from here. So eventually I made it to the top. You can see this clip. I was pretty happy. There were some other dudes hanging around up there, so I came back down a little bit and filmed just for a second and then headed back down. So here you can see a little bit of me heading down. This is definitely a hike that you need to budget a lot of time for your trip down. Make sure that you're very careful. There's a lot of slippery and exposed spots. It took me just as long to get back down as it did to get up. Speaking of time, the total climb took me about 4 hours. I climbed at a pretty brisk pace and came down just as fast. To make it a real relaxed climb, I would say you should budget probably 6 hours at least. Alright, thanks for watching. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll catch you next time.